Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Last Cloudia. That's right, we got a new background and some new stories. So let's go ahead and go over some of the updates and then we'll talk about the banner. So, as I mentioned before, we do have a new story. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and just take you to the world map just to kind of show you what the area looks like real quick, just so you can kind of get a glimpse of what we're talking about here. We're going to go ahead and switch maps to Grandar, which is where the adventurers are now. Apparently, it's going to be Kyle and new friends. I'm not going to go into the whole story or anything like that. Basically, just play it for yourself. Once you get here, you'll see where we're at. We'll see what's going on. And, it's pretty interesting so far. I haven't done everything yet. I still got to do this morass cloud field, and I'm sure there might be other things I'll be able to do. I pretty much picked up every treasure chest I can except this one. There's one down here that's locked that I'll have to get unlocked later on once I figure out how to do that. But yeah, this is kind of where we're at. Basically, a different looking land. So I'm glad that they kind of have it switched to where you can go over instead of like making it one large map. So I'm glad they split it up a little bit for the second arc. So pretty cool so far. We also have a new super boss to fight. I'm not going to do it here on screen. I've only done a couple of tests, and I have a pretty good idea of how I'm going to deal with this. Just to kind of give you a heads up, apparently Lilibet just destroys the first phase and just keep your team alive from certain attacks. The second wave, it appears that magic seems to be the trick. Haven't tested a third wave yet, so I'm going to be doing that off screen and eventually beating it. But that's kind of my preliminary thoughts. So basically, there's a new boss. Once you defeat the new boss, you do get a new arc. I don't know anything about it yet, so I'm not going to go over it today. But maybe on a different video, I'll discuss the arc. But we do have a new super boss, so that's cool to see as well. And now we can go over the banner itself. I've already done the step up. Unfortunately, I was not able to get the character, at least not yet. But let's go ahead and talk about her first. This is going to be Leona, Princess Punch. Alright, so this is a soldier character. And when you look at her stats, it doesn't look super great compared to what we've been seeing lately. There might be a reason for that. So we're going to look at some of the skills and whatnot, just kind of see where she's at. When you look at the stats, I mean, the 1014 strength is I would say considered okay, but nothing really to brag about. But the other stats are definitely much lower than you would expect, and this is, basically fully statted up. But again, I think it has to be low for a reason. As far as resistances, I mean, we got three elements that she's good against, and then of course she also has an illness nil, so she'll be able to heal her pretty easily. When it comes to the abilities, we're looking at. Does she not have a special? I don't know if it's a glitch or if my phone is just overheated because I'm not able to see the special, oddly enough. But basically, she's an Earth physical DPS. So basically, that's kind of what we're looking at. She's going to be super fast, basically doing a lot of dashing forward to do stuff, closing the gap, and you can expect this from any Earth DPS. Well, not any of them, but a lot of them are pretty quick, like her, Kohaku. So yeah, a decent comparison there. Now we have some traits to look at. We have Fists of the Green Sky. When physically attacking, chance to break guard. When only one weapon is equipped, physical attack damage plus 75%. Physical attack damage cap 12,000. So that's pretty crazy right there. And this is basically another attempt at basically boosting the power of single wield. I 100% welcome this. I know that a lot of people are kind of depending on dual wield, but it's nice for those of us who don't mind single wielding, like myself, to have a character like this. So I approve of this 100%. We have key charge. When using skill, gain key. Taking damage, lose key. At set key amount, gain key charge. Max level 3. Greatly boost attack power based on key level. Lost over time or when special is used. So basically, you gain key as you're doing, your skills. And then once you take damage of your special, you basically lose the key. Once you have achieved each key level, certain abilities may proc automatically, is my assumption. And we're going to take a look at the skills to see if that's correct. Alright, so there are two magic skills she has. She has Wholesome Body, So greatly restore unit HP, recover from poison, blind, and curse. So that's it. So she basically has the ability to heal herself, and or anyone, I'm assuming, and recover some illnesses. So that's pretty cool. And then she has key release. So this is for 0. Release key charge to greatly boost defense and mind at 50% level 1, 100% level 2, and 200% level 3. So this is a spell that you actually have to activate. So once you have 3 key charges, you can do this for 0 and get this ability. So I guess it doesn't happen automatically, unless you're playing on auto, then it might, depending on how smart the AI is. I don't have the character yet, so I can't tell you. She comes with HP up max, Fighting Spirit 3 and 5, Crit up 3 with Advanced Aim Vitals. So she has a decent attack package and a decent crit package so far. We have Illusion, which from someone fast you would expect that. Divinity Slayer, we know I love my multi-slayer, so that's awesome. Auto Crit, Auto Haste, which comes with the package, standard nowadays. Pride 2, which is new, at max HP strength plus 30%. I'm going to be honest, I've never really been a big fan of the at max HP abilities because when you're actually, fighting bosses, for example, you're typically going to not be at full. Flying Shadow, we have Gale Force, which is new, I believe. At max HP, SAT recovery speed plus 10%. So another one of those at max HP things. It's good at like the very start of battle, but then that'll quickly not be as good. Unless you're doing the whole Proud Force thing and you can keep it going, then that might be doable. But like I said, I've never really been a big fan of it myself. Earth High Drive, Earth Attack Raise 2, and Earth Critical Rise, so that's good. So the only thing that you need to give her is Earth Attack Raise 1 to complete that package. We have Fighter's Insight. Both the Claw and Close are equipped. Claw straight plus 50%, Close defense plus 30%. So basically, this is one of those things where you have to do claw and clothing, and you get these abilities: the increase in strength and defense, or the increase in strength, and then the defensive mind boost. So that's pretty cool. I like it. This is almost reminds me of something I think that Kyle has, and maybe even Roland, that does something with armor and sword or something like that. So pretty cool. I like it. Double impact, triple impact, instant strike. When equipped with a single weapon, physical attack crits have a chance for damage plus 150%, damage cap of 15,000. So not bad. This is something that, since it's just a chance, it's not necessarily gonna go through. But you never know. Two-handed claw, which is new. When equipped with a single claw, physical attack damage plus 20%, crit rate plus 10%, and physical attack damage cap plus 5,000. I absolutely love this ability. I mean, she is single wielding, so this makes perfect sense. And also, if you look at the notice, all of the two-handed weapon abilities now have the plus 5,000 damage cap. So everything has been upgraded, which I greatly appreciate. Because there are other characters I do two-handed with, like Davin has two-handed axe. I think I use Merity with two-handed hammer. So I'm glad that they're all getting an added bonus from that. Really, really cool. Moving along, we have Claw Boost, Claw Mega Boost. So all you need to do is add Claw High Boost to finish that package. We have Ultimate Boost 2. So if you're big on specials, all you need is Ultimate Boost 1. You'll be good there. We have Indomitable Spirit. We have Key Alignment. Now, Key Alignment is status down effects recovered time minus 25%. Excludes some status down effects. Okay. So basically, it shortens the time, is what it's saying, by a quarter. We got Verdant Stance. So crit rate, damage cap of physical attacks and specials increase based on combo hit count. Max crit rate 10% and damage cap plus 3,000 at 100 hits or more. So the 100 hits is like, once you hit that, you're at max, more or less. And this is doable easily. I always look at my hit counts, and usually combos are pretty high when you got a good squad of 4. So that should be easy to do. We also have Grapple Claw Technique. When equipped with a single claw, strength plus 40%, physical attack damage cap 12,000. So there's a lot of damage cap with her, especially when you have just one claw. So I appreciate that the fact that they're just boosting the potential damage as much as possible. And with the right setup, you can make that damage go up. I've already mentioned a few things like, the Claw High Boost. I would recommend Clothing Boost and Clothing Boost 2. I'm sorry, it's Clothing High Boost and clothing boost. I would recommend those. That gives you an increase to your defense and your strength. So do that with her. And all the other stuff that I've already mentioned, get some attack ups maybe. If you want to go to crit up package like advanced or regular aim values, know that you can. I typically don't focus too much on crits unless I'm doing a specific crit build where I'm just trying to do the whole prow force and try to keep, the person alive by themselves without having to depend on a healer. But the crit package thing is not something I always recommend that you go all in on. If you happen to have it naturally, I just say leave it at that and just work on just focusing on getting that damage up as much as you can with other abilities, as far as like guaranteed damage. But overall, I love this character. This character is fantastic. I know the stats don't look like much, but because of the damage potential she has, that's why. And I'm pretty sure you can still get the cap if you build, put the right skills on her. And I definitely want to get her. I'm going to probably have to drop a little bit of cheese on this and throw my money at the screen to get her. Obviously, I am the advocate for single wielding, so I'm contractually obligated to pull this character. But yeah, this is going to be basically the best character to use if you're a single wielder type person, at least for now. And I think that's going to be a trend going forward. Not like every character coming out, but I think every so often we're going to get some characters that are going to be specifically meant for single wielding. That's going to be better, So this is just kind of a good way to give you something super good to where you don't have to rely on dual wielding and all that. Like you can just enjoy being single wielded and be happy with it. And I definitely plan on doing that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the arc. So this arc is the Psycha Guild. So this arc has an interesting attribute. So if you're a soldier, your strength plus 20%, knight gets a defense of 20%, sorcerers get an intelligence plus 20%, and a sniper gets a crit rate of plus 5%. So, for each living ally that shares no types with this unit, you get their break value plus 50%. So, if you have a balanced team, this is going to be fantastic for you. So, I absolutely love this attribute already, especially for bosses too. So, I like it a lot. You can learn Mimicry Soldier and Mimicry Sniper. Now, before anyone just dismisses the Mimicry ability, there's one point that I do want to make that I don't know if I've ever made before. The thing about mimicry that's important, there are certain like arcs or abilities that if you have certain, typings as far as like mimicry, you can get certain bonus. But the one thing that most people overlook is when you're doing tours, sometimes there are tours where if you get bonuses off of having a certain type. So if you use mimicry on a character with a tour, you're going to get a bonus. Depending on what mimicry you're needing. So don't overlook the mimicries. Those are actually good, especially for tours if you're trying to get 100%. I've already maxed them all out, so I'm good, but it highly comes in handy. Moving along, we have L of Glory, Closed Boost, which I love. I just mentioned that earlier. Savage Strike, so accuracy is slightly reduced, but physical attack damage plus 50%. Seems interesting. I don't know if I like it or not. It just depends on how often you're going to miss, is what it boils down to. Like, I don't mind the damage increase, but if I'm going to be missing half the time, it's probably not worth it, especially for 9SC. But, like I said, if I'm able to hit more than 50% of the time, then yeah, this is worth it. And Doppelhander, which is an ability that I personally love, when only weapon equipped is one sword, physical attack damage plus 20%, crit rate 10%, and physical attack damage cap plus 5,000. There are so many sword characters that I could put this on that don't naturally have dual wield. So I can give it to, say, Bayland. I can give it to Randy, Celios. Like, there's so many sword wielders that would love to have this. For those of us like myself who like single wielding, this is fantastic, and I 100% use this. So I love this arc already. Like I said, you have interesting skills to learn, interesting attributes. So let's take a look at the Ether Reward. Adventurer's Dog Tag. So this is an equipment that's an accessory, 1,000 HP, which is a lot. Recover HP when HP reaches 70% or lower, twice per wave. So I think this is an interesting accessory. I don't know how good or bad it is. I think it has potential, specifically maybe for arena. So if they hit you, and not to the point where it's critical, but maybe if you get hit by half and Awaken wouldn't trigger, this could trigger whichever character you're trying to keep alive in the beginning. without wasting your awaken trigger. So that's actually has potential, I'll say. So I think this is pretty decent. Like I said, the HP plus 1000 is cool, and being able to potentially stay alive longer can have usefulness. I think it's more of a PvP thing. I don't know if you'd care to have it in any other mode. But overall, I like this arc. SSR, so I'm assuming it's in the general pool. So really, really cool. I absolutely love this arc. So I definitely approve of this. And of course, we have to talk about the credentials. Now, before I talk about the credentials, one thing I forgot to talk about is the character herself. She's a big part of the new story arc, Arc Part 2. So if you're wondering where you want to learn more about the character, I recommend going further in the story and doing Story Arc 2, and you'll see a little bit about her. That's where she gets introduced. All right, so as far as her equipment, we have the God Fist Grand Bar. So let's take a look at it. So obviously this is an earth-based claw. Strength 191, mind plus 25. We have crit rate plus 8%, physical attack damage cap 1500, continuous brave effect. So pretty good package in all honesty. I mean, the strength is decent. The fact you're getting an 8% crit rate is pretty good, and then damage cap is always a good thing to see, and auto brave, which saves you 7 SC. So all around, this is actually really good, and it has the element that she is for with the weapon that she uses. So again, total package good. The Sindal Flash Boots. So Das Boot. We have HP 450, Strength 22, Defense 29. This is an accessory. Battle start, special gauge plus 25%. Chance for specials to deal critical damage. Continuous speed effect. You also get a resistance to blind and stun, which is something we like to see. And then 5 resistance to dark. So overall, I think this accessory is decent. If I was to say, if you're a budget player and you want to just get one of these items, I highly recommend the claw. It's just everything you need. Increased attack, increased damage cap, increased crit, and of course auto brave. You can't really go wrong with this for her. So if you're only trying to pick from one or the other, I think the obvious choice is the claw. But again, these boots are decent too. So if you happen to like the character as much as I do and you end up pulling her, there's no reason not to get both. But I want to give the budget answer as far as what to get is definitely the claw. So overall, happy to see what's going on. Like I said, I always look forward to a new story. So I'm glad that's happening and I'm getting to know the new character. Also, the trading field is here. The best trading field we ever had. I think we've had this once or twice before now. But going forward, these are really good for getting lots of experience, lots of unit shards. I just basically pick one character and just have them go. And it's just fantastic. So yeah, really, really good. Recommend that you definitely do that as much as you can. Also, the Tower of Trials now has 10 extra floors, I believe. I haven't done the tower at all. I'm probably going to do it during the weekend when I'm off, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing, one, what prizes we're going to get, and of course, two, what are we actually going to fight against in the final 10, and see how difficult it is. So, yeah, there's a lot to do right now. So, like I said, I like where things are going. So overall, I'm good. I think the character is fantastic. I think the arc is fantastic. And, like I said, I got no complaints at the moment. But I think that's going to be all for today. I think I've talked about everything I need to talk about. Don't forget, you also have a new super boss if you're trying to get the new UR. I'll probably talk about that in a separate video. But until next time, keep gaming and take care, everyone. Later.